Okay, there we go. And our RTMP is off. And poor Jory will be a second behind here.
Oh no.
It
I think this is
happens.
their first race, but at least with us. And oh, we've got Rosa, which will soften the blow of that legend sword.
Yeah, not the best item, and of course it'll end up being mostly worthless if there's no Cecil, because we are playing on C3 tonight. So there are only 5 characters available total in the seed, and with N2 being active as well, no free lunch, our racers may be fortunate to even assemble a full party before going underground.
Yeah, this could be rough on them. Softening the blow again, apparently that's my favorite phrase today, is the fact that we are on T4 S3, so we're going to be seeing, hopefully, a lot of good stuff at our treasure chests, and a lot of good stuff in shops.
Absolutely, absolutely. S3 of Golbez in the Baron Inn guarding a duplicate Tella, but Zeus Gauntlet and White Lance, or those white arrows. The screen resolution may have deceived me there.
Oh, and a Murasame in the pot outside of Rosa's house. I'm sure we're not going to see Edge tonight then.
I mean, beautiful gear, but again, that C3 may severely limit our party, and we may end up just having to sell this all off for cash. But on the bright side, like you said, it's S3 as well, so there is going to be a ton of great stuff available in shops. We can get really powerful J items right off the bat, Gaia drums and Stardust that should just let our racers tear through the early game bosses.
Yeah, and oddly, this is actually one of those situations where C3 really shines. Because we're not having a lot of characters, you know, once we've actually identified who all the characters are, we can sell stuff with pretty much impunity.
Oh yeah, a lot of people love to joke that the true final boss of Free Enterprise is inventory management, and C3 can definitely make that a lot easier on us.
Yes, and I can see that that was in fact a white spear.
Ooh. Best weapon in the game for Kain, as long as you're not fighting dragons. So very nice indeed.
Yes. And not many actual character checks yet. A lot of the time you'll see people head right to Mount Hobbs. Not necessarily a great idea with this party, so not a bad idea to avoid it. At least until we get some of this loot in play.
Absolutely. I mean, there are characters there that can pretty much take care of themselves. At least you get the character for the fight when you go to Hobbs. Sid can often knock that out himself. Fu actually might not be strong enough yet. Edge, especially if you throw that Murasame on him, would be able to solo most enemies in that spot. But no harm playing it safe. We're going to get tons of money from the gear we find, and the shops will probably give these racers the means to deal with anything that comes at them.
Oh yeah, like, look at this stuff they're getting. A white shirt. There was a Masamune over in Silvera. Like, they are not hurting for gear at all.
I am surprised that it doesn't seem like anyone's really checking item shops yet, though. Again, with S3, like, okay, you're not going to find your crystal swords and your Masamunes in shops, but give me Stardust, give me Gaia drums, let me dunk on all these bosses that way, you know?
Yeah, and especially with the party that's so weak offensively to start, you really want to be picking that sort of thing up. But Jory's Nef is on their way up Mount Hub, so let's take a look and see what's there.
It is, well, not only is that our third Tella already, which C3, you will have 3 each of 3 characters and 2 each of the remaining 2, I believe. That's 3 times 3 is 9, plus 4 is 13. Yeah. So, no more Tellas. We do have a Yang in bed in Kaipo, so at least know that one. But, yeah. So not only was that a duplicate Tella, which we don't need, guarded by Valvalus.
At least that's out of the pool of bosses where we don't want to run into her.
Also true. And if you do have to fight her, early game's a little better because Rosa with the aim command can get through her evasion. Maybe not for an overwhelmingly large amount of damage, but you could probably still plink through her 1500 as HP at this spot.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's gonna be doing that today. Grimoire down in Antlion.
Fun little J item, of course. Again, one of the flags we have tonight is the J2 flag, which not only gives us back all the Japanese items that were dummied out of our American version, but also returns certain abilities to characters. The Grimoire, though, being a Japanese item that summons a random summon monster. So, roll the dice, hope you get lucky, give me Bahamut, no whammy, no whammy. Oh, it's a Chocobo. Womp.
Wow, did you just see what was in that triple chest room in Antlion?
I missed it. I was looking forward to seeing someone approach the boss. What was in the triple room?
Exactly two Masamunes. So there's no way we're seeing Edge tonight.
Oh, don't curse our runners. I would love to see him slice and dice up some Zeromus eventually.
Yes, so would I, but you know, the treasure distribution doesn't lie. The chests want Edge, the game won't.
Just cursing everyone, Shame.
Ooh, that is Baigan.
Kind of a rough enemy to fight this early on. Like, there's not a lot of HP at this spot, sure, but after your first magic attack, he will put up a wall on the center body. So, if you don't knock out most of the HP in one go, which that vampire item certainly did, okay.
Very nicely done by Jory Snuff.
And the explosions from these arms will not do enough damage to wipe the party, so no worries on that front.
Yeah, and that, you know, very clean handling of a very annoying boss. Got everybody else approaching as well. Let's see how they handle this.
And the key item is Sandruby. We can get Yang in the party. All right, let's round this team out a little bit. Let's go.
Yeah, that is not bad to see. You know, it's a little early for him to be any good, but get some levels into him. We will have a lot of good done. I also saw that in Damsian, we got a Thunderclaw for him, which is probably his second best claw after the Cat Claw, because a lot of things that you want to put the hurt on really quickly are weak to Thunder.
Absolutely. Fighting Odin, very notably. Being able to dish out, quad 9 damage much earlier than you'd normally be able to can definitely get the kill on him before you start eating Zantetsuken to the face.
So it's not direct progress offered by the key item, but that will help a lot.
Speaking of those J2 abilities, by the way, I did note that Dr. Espin attempted to use the recall ability with Tella just a little while ago, and got a relatively high roll, managed to cast Virus.
Oh, wow.
I mean, not quite as effective as the vampire item that most of our other racers use, but still, very lucky roll.
Yeah, that is... Yeah, good luck there, and so everybody will get their second best character.
And of course, I see Chad already discussing how can this seed really be rude to our racers? Because we have the T4, we have the S3, we have the C3 we already mentioned, so we have really great gear, really great loot, really great stuff for sale. And our team, you have Rosa, you have Yang, we know that's going to be okay. But that N2 flag means a few key things. One of which is Mist Dragon can be hiding anywhere. Mist Dragon doesn't care that it's K1. Mist Dragon will go hide on the moon or at the end of the Giant of Babel if she wants to. And then there are the bosses, which we can no longer cheese. Do you have a favorite N2 boss that all of a sudden you're like, I thought this was supposed to be easy?
It's hard to tell, because, there's a lot of them. I think my favorite one is actually the Dark Imps.
Oh, yeah, because you see them, especially at, Fey March or somewhere, and you think, oh, this isn't going to be oh my gosh, why is all my blood on the floor?
Yeah, you think about the ones with scripts on them, like the Water Hag or King and Queen Eblin. But honestly, on N2, those are usually just annoyances. If you get a Water Hag on N2 in a really high physical slot, it can be a problem. But the one you don't expect is the Dark Imps, because if you run into those on a particularly nasty physical spot, they're going to hit you hard, they're going to hit you fast, and they're going to do it 3 times a turn.
So this is interesting to me, by the way. Simbu, in spite of getting the Sand Ruby, is like, we'll worry about the character later. Let's move on. Let's see what else we can knock out. And appears to have already gone into the bull. Now, correct, I missed it earlier. Is Simbu one of our racers who did see Yang in the bed already?
I did not catch if they did or did not. I'm gonna guess not. I know they're... Like, I haven't watched a lot of them directly, but I know they tend to pull some really fast times in general, which makes me think that they're probably avoiding any check that even seems a little bit unnecessary, like going to Kaipo there.
Yeah, that would make sense, because of course there are many other places you can find Yang. We could end up, if it's a Hook Seed, we may find him in Eblin Cave. If we just get underground at all, could still be in Dwarf Castle, and of course, we've not seen the Earth Crystal on the table yet either.
Yeah, so there's a lot of places to find characters yet.
And on the flip side, too, because we do have that X2 flag on with all our wonderful means of multiplying our experience, again, you mentioned it earlier, Yang, not that powerful right out the gate. His damage algorithm relies heavily on his level, because his weapons don't actually buff his attack. So if you can end up slingshotting him by getting 10 key items and letting him lag behind in levels when you pick him up, you can quickly turn him from a level 20, thumping the enemies on the forehead to a level 70 Master Monk. So that could be playing the long game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that'll actually be the fastest grind method, though, because, T4S3, you're extremely likely to get Sirens in hand. Because it's K1, the moon is not likely to really be in play.
And our pass will be for sale in one of these shops.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Ooh, I kind of want it to be on the moon now. Just so you have to... Yeah, we're seeing a whale cutscene. Deal with it. Ugh.
That's always the worst. Oh.
Just a spoon.
Well, this means progression has... At least progression to the underground has to be at Ordeals.
Yeah. Or Ordeals leads you further down a chain, because we do have that B1 flag on, so Golbez, Valvolus, Wyvern, and the boss in Odin Spot, which doesn't matter, we're on K1, will not block your only source of underground access. Now, of course, it could end up being Hook on Ordeals, Magma Key at Baron Inn, we don't know. But, yeah, little minor aspects of the logic that you can pick up on if you pay attention to your flag set.
Yeah, so we definitely know that there's going to be some sort of movement forward on Ordeals, which again suggests that we're not going to be seeing Cecil, because the game is mean like that. But because we had Tella, it was pretty likely that everybody was going to be going there anyway, so...
Oh, and Nitsky pointing out in chat that D-Mist, Guardian of a key item under the N2 flag set, could still be hiding at either Vanilla Spot or at K-Natso. So, 2 more spots also that could secretly hold our underground access.
There's one other place where D-Mist could be hiding, and it's a mean one.
Don't even say it! Don't even say it! Okay, say it.
She could, in fact, be on the Vanilla Mega Sisters spot.
Oh, you trying to curse these yes, you and Scala in the chat. Great minds, evil minds. No, don't even. Why you gotta be so mean, Neon?
I'm not saying she is there, I'm just saying she could be there.
Okay.
Well, the bright side, getting Globe 199. Ouch.
CPU, even though it only does, mostly percentage-based damage until you knock off the attacker and defender, can be rude at pretty much any spot in the game that has, unless you have, the means to knock it out very quickly. And I think I saw Dr. Spin use that Grimoire and only rolled a Mist Dragon, which, based on user's current HP, was probably not enough to knock it out. That Stardust finishes the job, though.
There we go. Got a little extra XP out of it, too, from having the attacker and defender come back up.
Oh yeah, the attacker and defender grind. There we go.
I mean,
So
with
Simbu
him
did
too,
go.
yeah.
Oh, Simbu did go pick up Yang, by the way. So
Good.
rounding out his party a little bit. So fun fact, if this turns out to be a complete bust on Ordeals, we know the logic says, hey, go hunt your Mist Dragon. It doesn't say go fight Golbez and Baron N. So what item? I mean, there are tons of items here that could just be. It could afford no progression at this time. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. But there's a number of things it could be. Like, it could just directly take us downstairs, but that's no fun. What if there's something like, you know, the Twin Harp? Wouldn't that make everybody happy?
I mean, I like Twin Harps. I'm a fan of Twin Harps.
No, you don't!
I'm a fan of watching Twin Harps. I'm a fan of putting in Game Genie codes so I can listen to Twin Harp music without actually having to go there myself. Shout out to my friend who shared that with me. It's like, yeah, I wanna be able to fully enjoy all of the developers' Easter eggs, but I'm not gonna go fight every single boss for a Twin Harp anymore. Taking the easy way out. And Simbu, not doing Ordeals. You have Tella! What's wrong with Ordeals? Come on.
Yeah, like... Ooh.
Nah, Simbu is a really great racer of this game, and I love watching him race, because he will make minor gambles like this, that when they pay off, comes in with very clean victories. Great to watch, great to see him play. So I don't hate this. Now, admittedly, it is C3, so you'll probably eventually want to go to Ordeals just to get Tella's spell list.
Yeah.
But for now, if you get underground access, if you get access to, sirens and coffins and just briefly grind, then you can clear Ordeals very quickly. And the D Lunars, which Jory's fighting over there, no pushovers.
That's true. I think I'd like this more if it was a different boss. Golbez eats a lot of time. There's not a lot of hit points to go through. Like, especially in this slot, but,
Yeah, there's only like 400, but he's fast. He is really, really fast, and you still have to actually do something to him to finish the fight. Then you immediately have to go into a second fight.
Yeah, and this slot, obviously, as we're seeing here, has a ton of magic power, because the original boss that took place here, the Baron Guards, they need a lot to make those counterattacks land.
Oh yeah, both their piggy casts and their mini casts, based on status effects like that. The more times they can roll the spell, the more likely it is to hit you. So surprise, you're eating tier 3 magic from Golbez to the tune of 2,000 damage. Yeah.
Like, I like trying to get characters up through that, but Star Veils don't last forever.
Simbu may be looking to give this another shot. I see that Artemis bow going on Rosa.
Yeah.
Maybe opting instead this time, forget the defense. Let's just pew this jerk in the face ASAP.
Yeah, trying to get that agility a little better, a little more favorable.
Meanwhile, all three of our other racers are converging on Ordeals, wanting to unlock that spell suite. Ooh, does Jory have to do... Is this Gauntlet? Or... Oh, it's Gauntlet! Oh! Least favorite spot probably for this fight. They get the back attack with all 6 encounters, so you're going to be sitting here eating a ton of swings, which, not hitting the party for very much, it's just a massive, massive time sink.
Yeah, it's not hard. We're just going to be here forever.
Yeah. And again, to go back to Twin Harp, if I have to fight the Gauntlet somewhere, make me fight it in Cave Magnus, so I can just enjoy those tunes even longer.
Yeah, see, that's the only good place for the Gauntlet, I think.
Is Simbu looking to take a random encounter? Oh, he wants to knock off. He wants
to kill Tella. Yang, okay.
Okay. Apparently, I'm guessing Rosa got disrupted by the dragon and was like, well.
Ooh, he didn't turn encounters back off. There we go.
I mean, that's one of those things that later you'll get an encounter, you'll run from it, and then you'll be like, okay, let me turn them off. Like, that's not going to hurt you. But
No, it's not. It's not painful. It's just painful.
Just a little rude. But again, with Tella in party, avoiding ordeals like this feels...
Yeah, like, he's spending a lot of time on this.
And combine it again with the B flag. We know that Golbez does not block your only route to the underground. On the other hand, if this ends up being the crystal, and no one else comes back to it or forgets it, then it can pay off in the long run, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely ways that this could be a very necessary fight. Just not sure if it's necessary right now.
Let's see if this time Rosa can get the pew-pews off in time. Hold A to win?
Yep.
Hold A to win. That's all it takes, right?
Like, this is a terrible slot for bosses like that make you sit and wait through long things, and... Good thing he kept those star veils. Surprise!
This is going to be a little cute. Rosa could probably just out-damage it because it's such a slow spot, but Star Veils will also let you reflect the Mega Nuke, but I doubt that 2 doses of Mega Nuke are enough to kill Bahamut here. It's a very low... Wait, is it a low mana? No, this one has it surprisingly cranked up. I remember being surprised here at how much magic attack this spot had, because Yang, of course, not a very magical character, but for some reason this slot has quite a bit.
Yeah, like, what this is it's surprisingly slow. So I don't think we're gonna have problems getting the kill off, just seeing Rosa go. And there he goes. What's in the box? What's in the box?
Oh.
Wah, wah.
I mean, we've not seen our 4th or 5th characters yet. We have no idea who's waiting for us. So maybe this is going to be worthwhile. But if you're Simbu, you have to feel a little miserable at how much time you just spent there without it paying off.
Yeah, I mean, there could be Mist Dragon back there.
Chat already rooting for Mist Dragon and Kaipo in Guard's fight. That would be pretty great.
Meanwhile, we're about to get our first look at the item in Ordeals.
And
the Magma Key.
Very blatant, not even going to treat us to a hook seed tonight. Oh, and look at our bonus round, waiting right behind. No Mist Dragon either. All our racers' nightmares are fading into day like the mist evaporating off this mountainside. I don't know if that was anywhere close to a haiku. I should rework that.
Yeah, that's kind of... Haiku are not meant to be extemporaneized.
Yeah. Ooh. I kind of wish I could see Simbu's face when he does do Ordeals and sees both Magma Key and Mist Dragon.
Yeah, like that's...
Ooh, there are some Gaia drums for sale in Mysidia, by the way.
Yeah, and Cure 3s, and Thor Rages, just in case of emergency Kainatsu.
Yeah, yeah. So, here's a question. Of our 4 featured racers, how many of them do you think are going to go straight underground, excited about that Magma Key, and completely forget to check Rydia's mom for her key item? I know I've done it.
We've all done it. I'm gonna go with 50-50.
Gotcha. I don't know how much faith to have right now, but we'll see. Simbu, I think, by the way, picked up, I think it was 10 Gaia drums, which means that if he still has that Artemis bow on Rosa for the speed, he will knock out the gauntlet with those very quickly.
Yeah, that'll help a lot. Still get a volley of attacks off every round just because that's how back attack works, but,
Yeah. Mr. Ubik pointing out in chat that if D-Mist was first or second, maybe you'd forget, but the very final one, probably not. So
Yeah.
Oh! Miss Dragon holding a crystal. Why? Oh, that just seems to happen so much these days.
She wants you to succeed.
On the one hand, though, we do know that this won't be. The trolliness is out the window. There may be a route, because the rudest thing that could happen now would be for the pass to be on the moon, or sold in the Hummingway Cave, or in Eblin Cave, sold by the refugee ninjas, with either Hook or Darkness Crystal being behind a rude boss. I don't even know what spots would really slow these characters down that much. The main thing would probably just be at the end of a long item chain with maybe Dark Knight Cecil, Pain Man, in Sealed Cave.
Yeah, that could be very nasty.
That's about as bad as I think it can get, so we should be seeing some really good times tonight.
Yeah, like this is a quick flag set at the worst of times, but this should be nice and zippy.
Oh, and the pass is for sale in Mithril Town, Silvera, so underground access. So okay, so knowing where the pass is, what's our new hope for Commentator's Curse? I would guess no sirens, so grinding becomes a pain.
Yeah, no sirens. Let's. And the other option too is something really nasty in just blocking off our other characters. So Dwarf Cave, Sealed Cave leading to another character with Dark Knight Cecil on the wall.
Ooh, like Earth Crystal in Sealed Cave? Yeah, there we go. Or just for funsies, just let the fourth character be Edward, and the fifth one be in Cave Eblin and Giant of Babel only. There we go.
See, now you're thinking mean.
On the other hand, though, I mean, Rosa and Yang, you can beat Zeromus with just the two of them. It's not that you want to, but you definitely can.
Yeah, so at worst it'll be annoying. But why are we here if not to watch four very good racers be mildly annoyed by their circumstances?
Absolutely, absolutely. And they're all fairly neck and neck at this point. It would not surprise me to see, once they get underground, look for sirens, grind up, buy that pass, and go. Depending, of course, on their comfort level. Small party Zeromus fights are not for the faint of heart, but again, Rosa. Wait, there was a white shirt we found already. A white shirt for her, and Yang will just have HP. Just he's Yang. He will have the HP.
Yeah, like I really like short party zero fights, but not a lot of people do because they're very. If something goes wrong, it goes wrong much faster because you don't have the buffer of other party members. Baka Shinobi coming up with some nasty ideas in chat too, saying, Hook at the top of tower, leading to Rat Tail, leading to Pan, leading to Tower Key, to Harp, to Luca Key, to Earth, which gives darkness.
Oh, that would be the dream. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. But, not gonna hold my breath.
Yeah, that would be really unlikely. Gonna go get our free key item from with Mecha Link. Just popping down to the Cave of Summon Monsters.
And of course, there's a shop to check down here too. Again, sirens make the grind really, really easy. But if we don't find them, Darkness Crystal's great because we do have a ready-made source of the weak spell in the form of Tella. Max plus Phi, they probably only need Darkness if there are no sirens. You don't really want to do a door grind, and we are, for all intents and purposes, in go mode if we can get our levels together.
Yeah, there's a Luca Key in the Cave of Summon Monsters, and there's sirens. And there's life potions.
Well, there we go. So even if the first place finisher overall is not restreamed tonight, I have a feeling it'll be someone who buys those sirens, grinds this party as is, and just hightails it to Zeromus. I really hope, if you're not on our Discord, by the way, y'all need to be on there. I'm really looking forward to seeing the race spoilers chat tonight to see if anyone if the winner tonight had just done the 3-person team. I love seeing that.
Yeah, and there's a Soma drop for Tella, so we are in fantastic shape.
Yeah, that 10 extra MP can still be handy.
Some nice armor, which of course we don't have a lot of use for yet. Black belt will be nice.
I really am interested in seeing how our 4 featured racers diverge, though. Because we do have... It's one of those early Go mode seeds, relatively early. You know, after the league we had and everything, to have Crystal Land pass at the half-hour mark, have Sirens available, what do I do? Do I worry about getting more key items? How close am I to 10? Do I worry about getting more characters? Am I happy with this party? So this is where the nuance comes into this seed. Finding those items was not the tricky part. It's how do you take the next step from here to the Zeromus fight that's going to matter.
Yeah, and, you know, it's a very different mode of play than what was going on in the league. It's, at least, past the qualifiers. So this is going to be, you know, it's a very different sort of game like this, and, it's very interesting to see how people make do with, I say make do, but how they work out how to attack this particular puzzle.
Yep. But between that white shirt from the Village Mist and that ribbon from one of the little quadruple chests in the secret Fey March room, whew, Rosa is going to have so much magic defense and magic evade that you probably don't even need to grind her HP up that high.
Yeah, I saw Mechalink put that silver apple that he found on Tella instead. Ordinarily, I would apple up Rosa just for extra security because I care more if Rosa dies than if Tella dies. But at that point, she's gonna be fine. Give it to Tella.
And Mechalink going for it, already on the grind. I'm guessing that he fully intends to do the 3-party, and I can't fault this play at all.
Yeah, I fully support this. Dr. Spinlow checking out Dwarf Castle.
I wonder if he's going to make the play to get a character, or if he's just checking the shops for sirens.
Or Star Veils, which are always good to have on hand, but...
And Jory already grinding as well. I think that all our racers, either through personal practice or through watching other people do it, know, hey, this is good enough, we're fine. Let's get this seed finished, and hurry it up.
Yeah.
What, y'all got somewhere to be? You don't want to know the other characters? You don't want to know the Twin Harp song? They're like, no, I want to win. And speaking of which, while we have this little kind of... We're probably not going to see that many more bosses and key item check. Well, actually, Mechalink going for the character after all. Magus Sisters at the Calbrina spot.
Yeah, it looks like just a mini grind to take on this boss, which, also a perfectly good play. You might want the full 10 key items, too.
Ooh, that seems... Well, the pass doesn't count, so Mechalink's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot of places you have to check if you want to get up to 10.
Yeah, so if that is his play, I hope it isn't. But I've seen runners who do decide to go to 10 when maybe they shouldn't. I'm sure we've all done that too.
I'm really curious to see who Mechalink gets in this character spot. I mean, Duplicate Young or Rosa is like, okay, fine game, fine, I get it. I will do a 3-person fight. But, well, that requires you to even get through them. They are being rather rude to this team. Those reflected Tier 2 spells doing work.
Yeah, that hurts. And Simbu is now joining everybody underground. So we'll see what he does with that.
Simbu, just given how good he is, I think he is just going to probably check for the sirens and everything. He knows that he spent way too much time in that Gulbez fight and was given no real tangible reward for it. So when you feel behind, you feel like you have to hurry up other things. You have to take some kind of risk. But if you already have the crystal in the past, what risks are there to take? So you just got to go fast. Mechalink giving it another go. All right. Max Plus Pi, I did not see who the package character was, in fact. I didn't notice Simbu checking it. I was excited about other people making their way underground. If anyone saw it, please speak up in the chat. And, did you notice, Neon?
No, I didn't even realize that he did check it.
Yeah, I don't think he did. I mean, we know he had to go there for the crystal, so it makes sense you might peek. But again, if you have crystal and pass, are you going to spend time on that? I think Simbu just wants sirens. I think that's all that he cares about right now.
Yeah, I don't think that, I don't think it's a good investment of time at this point to go for the package, and I think Simbu knows that as well.
Dr. Spin is going to go check, apparently, the first Sheila item. We're going to go talk to Yang, of course, in his bed in the Sylph Cave, and that'll unlock one item at Sheila back in Fabul, which I'm trying to think of what you would really... Dr. Spin didn't check, Miss Dragon. Okay, never mind. I know what Dr. Spin's looking for now.
Oh, no.
Let me actually look at the tracker and see if I can figure this out.
Oh, yeah, no.
I don't see a crystal in that inventory. Do you, Neon?
I do not. I see dark matter. That's crystal-like.
Wait, dark matter is the powdered sugar-free drink mix that my mom drank in the late 80s? No wonder you can't throw it away.
Exactly.
It's like, nah, I ain't drinking that.
You need to hold on to it forever to protect people from it.
Jory Sniff doing the Meteo swag to get through Maga Sisters. I love it. Good use of that Soma drop. Good use of Tella.
Yeah, very nice. I don't think I've ever seen them before, but I like what I see watching them.
Absolutely. Welcome addition to these Friday night community races. And the character is... Well, that's not going to be extra DP. Well, actually, depending on how much you're willing to grind, if you want to convert Rosa to offense, because we have an Artemis bow.
We also have a white robe and a ribbon, so we can make Porum work.
Yeah. But the question is the time it takes to go through the Maga Sisters fight, then the Mylon and Gas fight. Like, Mechalink gave it up. He's like, no, let's just go grind more. So the question is, the time that Jory is spending here, will he be able to recapture it on the back end or not?
Yeah, that is a question. Adding Rosa as DPS, though, that would really expedite the fight.
Absolutely. And if other racers end up taking wipes because their team just wasn't, only... Okay, there.
Oh, good.
Spin Doctor. Yeah. Okay, Doctor of Spin. Getting out with even more 80s and 90s references here tonight, apparently. Doctor of Spin there does pick up his crystal, remembered the Mist Dragon, so he is now also technically in go mode. And we are off to the omelet races.
How do you like your omelets?
Oh, I'm big on, so I am not a vegetarian, but I'm a big fan of vegetarian omelets. I like little mozzarella or Parmesan cheese, and then some combination of broccoli, mushroom, spinach, tomato. Give me those bright flavors. Wake me up in the morning.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I like mine. Again, I am mostly vegetarian, but I like my omelets a little bit simpler. I like a load of cheddar cheese. I like mushrooms and green onions.
Ooh, that does sound good. That does sound good. Welcome to Cooking with Neon and Inven. Which okay, good. A few of our featured racers are not going direct for the grind. They are going to go give us a little more insight, show us a little more of what our options could be. Jory Sniff is about to get a key item here in Dwarf Castle. Dr. Spin is going to see if he can get through this Maga Sisters fight. Great use of that Meteo, by the way. Good use of the Soma drop. Great use of Meteo. Love to see that.
Yeah, like, very nice, smooth play coming from Jory. And we'll see what the key item is right away.
But that will be a lot of time to have to recapture on the back end, because Simbu here, Rose and Young, you're gaining those levels like hotcakes.
Yeah, he's just going for it.
And I think Jory's stream may have frozen a little bit. All right, show me the key. Oh!
Oh, no!
Well, with that little bit of lag on Jory's stream, we may have missed out on what the key item is. Hopefully he'll go into his menu or go somewhere that reveals it to us. Given that he's deciding where to go. Does he want characters? Does he want levels? Does he want more key items?
Let's take a look here. He's got a tracker there. And he didn't light up what it was yet.
Jory, please, you're killing us. Oh wait, scrolling down. Oh. Trying to see here. Twin Harp. It is the Twin Harp.
Oh, Twin Harp.
We might be getting music after all.
That is a nice sounding omelet too, Cardboard Decoy. With the bacon, bell peppers, and Tabasco.
I wonder though, what if you were to make an omelet that you had to label as Yellow Dragon omelet, what would you put in it?
Well, I think the bell peppers were a good idea. You go with yellow ones.
Yeah.
From there, I think you're looking at cheddar, because that'll also give you that yellowness.
Yeah.
And I think some saffron.
And then also a whole bunch of batteries, because they hit you with lightning, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yellow pepper, saffron, cheddar, batteries.
Eating 1 battery, eating 5 batteries. So, very good job. Wait, I'm not sure if our restreamer is handy, but if we can get this switched over to Jory Sniff's audio for the Twin Harp, that would be great. Let me see if I can.
Our tracker should have the control for that. Yes.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
By the way, huge props to our tracker tonight, Smape D, doing the work for the first time, clicking the buttons, giving us the, making sure you all get your tunes for the evening. Make sure you give them a follow, as well as all of our racers tonight. They're all putting on a show for you, and they're all doing really well. I'm liking what I'm seeing, and this will end up probably being a fairly close Z fight.
Yeah. Checking a lot of chests here in Twin Harp Cave, though, which is interesting.
Why am I not surprised? We do have a first place overall finisher already.
Of course.
Amazing runner of this game, both vanilla and free enterprise, has finished in first place with an official time of 44 minutes and 8 seconds. GG to Nirm. I will go ahead and tell y'all, Nirm did that with a 3-person party.
Yeah, no question whatsoever. I don't even need to look at that stream, and I can tell you, Nirm did that with a 3-person party.
Yeah. So, huge GGs to Nirm. Let's see where the rest of our featured racers end up. At this point, with everyone else kind of going down these little rabbit holes, I think Simbu's gonna pull this off, in spite of that Golbez misstep early in the seed.
Yeah, he's going right for it, where everybody else is just kind of they're kind of thinking what to do, trying to shore up their party a little bit more in terms of numbers.
And here comes the metagame thinking, because if you're one of, the other, 20-some-odd racers, roughly, in this community race, and you see that dot done, do you start second-guessing your plan, thinking, wait, Well, I don't need other. I have Young. I have Rosa. I have everything I need, and just going for it. Or do you think, oh, I'm not Nirm. I need my characters. I need more grind. I need more items. Let me play it safe.
I know I would take that as a cue to kind of finish up whatever I'm doing and then just start going for my grind.
Ooh.
But oh,
Final Fantasy VII. I believe that's Aerith's theme.
yes.
I used to have sheet music for this on piano. I need to see if I can dig that out again.
Of course you play piano.
Well, that may be. I used to. My skills have gone down with my old age and lack of practice. But this is a cute strat, by the way. Simbu dealing with these dragon eggs. They are vulnerable to stone, and shooting them with a stack of Medusa arrows to finish them off.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cute,
nice
pretty clever.
and
I like
sweet,
it.
yeah. And honestly, Simbu looks ready to go within the next couple eggs.
Oh yeah, because Rosa definitely has Cure 4 by now. You may be a little worried that you could get hit by a high roll, but with our second place finisher coming in, Silver Star, with a 46-24, Simbu has to be thinking, okay, just a little more, and then let's go knock this out.
Yeah, and again, another not very surprising finish there. Silver Star is another very fast player. I expect he as well did the 3-person party.
Yeah. Grind and go. Basically what Simbu's doing, except without that unfortunate Golbez encounter, I would wager. Which,
Yes,
you know, a great gamble. If that crystal had been at Golbez, I doubt that a lot of our racers would have challenged that spot. You know, Golbez is going to take a couple minutes to do his battle script. You know that it's a duplicate Tella right behind there. You have access to the entire underground after you do ordeals.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's a gamble that could have paid off. It didn't tonight, but still, something to keep in mind if you want to. It's always interesting deciding whether you want to go for, you know, the first place finish or just play in a way that guarantees you, like top 20, 30% of finishers. You know, do you do the safe routes or do you swing for the fences?
Yeah, and it looks like Simbu is ready to go, so we'll see how well he does with this party. I should be fine, I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, having that bandana, black belt, and Zeus gauntlet, Young should be punching pretty fiercely here. And Rosa has such good magic defense that this, and of course having Tella as your anchor to keep Young punching quickly. This should be a pretty smooth fight. So for those of you who've not seen or done a 3-party fight before, here's your lesson. Simbu's class is in session. Let's go.
And looks like Jory is passing on the lure of the Earth Crystal. He's just going to go get more sirens, and maybe he'll take it away from here.
Perhaps. I think after you see those other 2 dones, you're like, oh, maybe did I really need all that? I guess I didn't need all that. Let's just do this.
Yeah, like honestly, it's very fitting that Nirm took it with this, because I know I never even entertained the concept of doing a 3-person party until I think we were all watching that one time that he did, and I'm like, well, that doesn't look that hard. It kind of is, but it's not that bad once you kind of get the flow of it.
All right, it doesn't seem that Scala is currently active in chat, so I'll say it on her behalf. Whose butt are we gonna kick tonight? I don't think that's how she says it, but that's how I'll say it.
Got a little bit of that metal shriek to it when you do that, but who doesn't like metal? There she is.
Grr, and we have any Final Fantasy 1 rando heads in the audience tonight? If so,
Grandbeck.
there you go. Fun fact, though, speaking of three-person parties, the first person I ever saw beat Zeromus with a three-person party while I was racing against him was Shylezia.
Oh, nice.
So a fantastic Final Fantasy I randomizer runner who has mostly focused on it, but played quite a bit of Free Enterprise back in the day, and he was tearing it up. Like I said, first person I saw do a three-person Z fight, and just ta-da, easy peasy.
Rosa, he's doing Cure 3s with Rosa, which you can do that. It'll save the MP. But the issue here, I guess right after the Big Bang it's safe. But one important thing to remember is that Cure 4 has no delay on the cast time. Cure 3 does.
Yep, difference of delay 1 versus delay 0. And it can make a difference, especially if you're trying to beat the Big Bang. But here, with the HP on these characters, I think Simbu's just going to be like, let Yang take care of this, and we heal up after the Big Bangs, and we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, the agility is under control, so I don't think there's going to be a problem with the Cure 3s. It's just, the first time I see that, I'm like, oh, really? But no, he's got that down.
The one exception may be, as we get further into the fight, when War Mechas enters Phase 2, it will be alternating direct nukes with Big Bang. And combination nuke Big Bang to Rosa could send everything spiraling out of control. So at that point, you might start to be concerned with doing a Cure 4, just for the extra healing and for the extra speed on it. But for now, probably going to be okay. Maybe even just doing a Cure 2 to heal through the virus. Simbu has this under control.
Yeah, very nicely done so far, and yeah, like, this is picture perfect.
Use more Bursk. Bet that Simbu wishes he had found Bacchus wine somewhere in a store. Apparently, I'm guessing they just weren't for sale in the ones we had access to. But what can you do? Rosa's got this under control, though. She still has a ton of MP to go. Those Cure 3s are doing pretty much enough on most turns. Shouldn't really be an
he's
issue.
moving up to Cure 4 as things get potentially dicier.
Probably expecting those nukes to start coming out. Looks like Yang is averaging about 2,500 to 3,000 a hit. So, slow and steady. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, like, once you know what you're doing with this, it's honestly perfectly safe. He's got the levels where where Big Bang isn't going to one-shot him. He's got the rhythm down. It's all good.
Except possibly for that.
Yeah, she's fine.
Now, depending again on how these turns play out. Okay, Rosa's getting healed up with plenty of time. Okay. Like I said, that's the one thing, the literal one thing that can go awry is a nuke followed by a Big Bang, but nah. Simbu has the timing down.
Yeah, this is really clean agility. I like this a lot.
We do have a third place finisher, though. Simbu did not pull off the third place overall. Scratch Dragon is wrapped up with an official time of 54 minutes and 11 seconds. GG to Scratch Dragon.
GG.
Simbu's going to take care of this robot, while everyone else of our featured racers is going to do their best Gaston impression. Going to eat 5 dozen eggs, so their team's roughly the size of a barge.
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Here's another shake.
Now, it looks like everybody else did pick up Porum, but nobody else. Still have a little more safety, but we're in medio on Simbu's side.
So, less than 12,000 HP to go. A few more of these bonks from Yang should clean it up. Oh, getting another Meteo in. Ugh. You know that he's hovering over his done, waiting to push the button, waiting to push the button. Warmech, let me punch you.
I always hate seeing the second Meteo, I mean... And there he goes.
Hey, GG to Simbu. 4th place overall with an official SRL time of 54 minutes and 48 seconds. Get your GGs out in chat. And we'll see if we can get Simbu in here in just a minute.
Yeah, like, that is some gorgeous play right there.
And again, you have to imagine, if it weren't for those, and that's exactly what I want to ask, like, how did you feel when you went up Ordeals and Magma Key, Miss Dragon back-to-back, which, ooh, that Golbez fight, just great gamble, but did not pay off this time.
Yeah, I like early plays to that particular spot, but Golbez there, he's one of the bosses that just makes me kind of, like, feel very tired. Like Golbez, Mom Bomb, that kind of thing.
I understand. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because, I mean, what do you want? You want interactivity. You want the commands that you make to have something to do. And during the entire first part of that fight, unless you have paralysis resistance and possibly instant death resistance on top of it, you just sit there. You just sit there and you watch and you wait and you ask if it's done yet, and it's still not, because you somehow still have 4 characters standing, or kneeling, as it were. Oh, I get to take turns finally, and then your character, who for some reason is always the first one who gets their turn, gets hit immediately with a virus or a lightning 3, and it's just like, I have to reset. I'm not bitter though. I'm not.
No, nobody's bitter about that. Nobody's ever had anything like that happen to them, ever.
Hey, Simbu, GG,
Hey.
dude. So, I have to ask you, after you spent the time in Baron Inn dealing with Golbez, and then you went up Ordeals, how are you feeling after you saw the Magma Key Miss Dragon combo up there?
Much about it. I knew that. I assumed that most people would check Baron Inn anyway, so I was a little bit angry at myself, more at getting, because I knew Golbez was there, but for some reason I went and grabbed it, and as soon as I grabbed Yang, I thought, oh no, I made a big mistake. If I made a big mistake.
I mean, you finished 4th overall, first on the restream. You've killed Zeromus with a 3-person party. If that's what mistakes look like, I would like to make more mistakes. That sounds good to me. But you gave all our viewers a wonderful class exercise tonight, just because all 3 of your competitors up on the restream went and they grinded out Dwarf Castle to get Porum and have a 4th character here mid-grind, getting ready to go ultimately for their Z fights. But you cleaned it up. 3-person party, very well executed. Have you had to do a lot of those while playing on the C3 flag set, or is this one of your few times having to pull that off?
I might have done 1 or 2 of them before, but I knew with Tellez and Anchor and Rosa and Yang, it was nothing. I have played a Cataseed very recently where I had Rosa and Edge, which was a little bit faster than this, but the basic idea is just let Rosa take care of healing, let Edge do the DPS, and it's done.
Yeah, who needs a full party anyway?
I mean, I knew keep the Z fight as simple as possible. I knew there was no way I was getting to 10 key items fast enough, so just grind. Luckily bought that 1 Medusa arrow, so I didn't have to go back and buy coffins or anything, and that goes, everything went fairly well. I'm kind of interested if any of the people who finished before me found an Artemis arrow, or how exactly they did their grind. That would be really interesting for me to go watch, but I assume they just didn't have as much problem with Golbez, or didn't do them at all, but...
I'm also going to be pulling up those VODs for Nirm and for Silver Star afterwards as well, and being like, okay, how can I clean up my gameplay? How can I shave off the excess and get that? I mean, you did amazing, and then you're like, wait, sub 45? What? So definitely great room for great way for anyone to improve.
Yeah, I'm sure I could have taken 6 or 7 minutes off if I didn't mess up Golbez that bad, or just didn't do them at all.
And Silverstar is saying in chat that Artemis arrows were for sale in the Troya weapon shop.
So, a huge amount of time, but that would have probably been 2 or 3 minutes overall that would have been saved if I had just went Artemis arrows instead of... At the same time, you lose a little bit of time trying to check all the weapon shops, so it was like...
Well, hey, very well done again. Do you have any other thoughts on the seed tonight?
Where was Edge?
Yeah, what was it, like 2 Masamenes and like 4 Murasames, and can I have an Edge with 8 arms? Is that allowed? I'd like an Edge with 8 arms, please.
Is Gilgamesh in this game? Can we backboard him, maybe?
I'm gonna go to feedback and ideas right now. Gilgamesh as playable character.
Rivers will love it.
You'll be so mad. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think that basically sums everything up. So thanks for doing all of our commentating, and hope the rest of the race is exciting.
Hey, thank you again.
Hey,
GG's, and everyone, make sure you follow Simbu. He tears it up on these races. He's racing all the time. Or hey, if you want to challenge, just type the eyes emoji in the hashtag race channel and get you some.
Yeah, and as much as everybody else is making it exciting, you know what? He's definitely making our races exciting too, just for everybody to watch. So it's very clean play, very nice to watch.
We did have a few more finishers during the interview. Our 5th place finisher was Dusty Griff with an official time of 57 minutes and 50 seconds. Last one to make it sub-hour. And then Azentayama finished in 6th place with a time of 1 hour, 1 minute, and 30 seconds even. So GG's to them as well. Meanwhile, though... Oh, Mechalink, don't get in your airship. You're teasing me. Yeah, okay, here we go. I think we're about to get our second... War Mechomus.
What's he doing?
Oh, little gear upgrades. Yeah, that Artemis. Oh, sticking with the Artemis bow, huh?
So he is gonna do the Porum healer, which maybe that seems dangerous.
Yeah, because even with good gear, that's still sub 1500 HP. And he also leveled up his Tella, so Tella no longer that great of an agility. Putting Yang. This is going to be an interesting Z fight, everyone.
Yang is probably 28.
This could still be fairly interesting to see here. Like I'm rooting for Mega. I'm rooting for all our racers. Clean Z fights for everyone. But this seems a little, again, with how agility anchoring works, it's not something that you absolutely have to worry about in your Z fight. It helps. It can explain why a fight's not going well. But this is a situation where I must admit I'm a little worried to see how fast this Z fight is going to be up against Mechalink.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Yang's agility he's not as fast as you think he might be, so I don't have the tables in front of me and I don't have him memorized, but I think he'll be at a good range for it.
Well, only one way to find out.
Yes. And I'm curious to see the plan here, because this could be really interesting.
Yeah. Alternately, I mean, well, we have to assume that between Artemis arrows and... Oh, no! Okay.
Oh, I know. That was for agility manip.
Gotcha. So this way he has a very fast Rosa and a very fast Yang, and they're going to be doing the work.
Yeah, I've heard people talking about doing that a little more often lately. I admit I've kind of been playing more Final Fantasy 1 lately with their league kind of going, so I haven't really tried it myself, but so this will be a first look for me at how well that does for getting Rosa going.
Yeah. So, okay, so Porum we know, probably going to take a nap. Tella, oh, no Silkweb's going to actually throw a slow or two out here. Taking advantage of all the array of white magic on the characters. I like Megalink using the tools at his disposal to get this battle underway. Not bad.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt for Rosa, but this is a very white magic heavy party where that's not gonna be a problem.
Yeah. And Silverstar asking in chat, Rosa will keep the same Wisdom Will drop from it too, right?
No.
Not quite. Your stats will be revised when you equip different gear. The only reason agility works like that is because relative agility is set at the start of the fight and only changes through applications of slow and fast and silk webs and using the Masamune as an item, things like that. So your other stats do get updated, but again, ATB ticks are set at the very beginning.
And Yang taking the second nuke there, that's perfectly fine.
Absolutely, and so this is another trade-off here. Doing a great job of keeping the full team alive, but at the same time, dealing with these extra spell casts, extra turns, does eat into those seconds, and we've not had a finisher in a while. So we'll see if Megalink takes 7th overall, or gets sniped in these next few minutes.
Is that a third slow?
Huh. Don't know if... Oh, it may have been for nerfing purposes. Maybe I just want this Big Bang to be slowed down, and I know it'll go off in time. That would be that's my theory.
Yeah, that could very well be. If you did not know, slow will only work, it stops taking effect after the second cast, which is why Silk Webs are so good. It is 2 casts in 1.
Yep. That black hole feels like it came out fairly quickly, but it should be okay. Again, tons of HP on Rosa. Great equipment, same that Simbu had. Should be fine overall, I would think.
Yeah, everything else feels pretty manageable here, so I'm not foreseeing a lot of issues.
Dr. Spin landing next to Troya as well, going to be joining our array of racers facing down the Zeef battle. But we did get a 7th place finisher, Chokosura. Another great racer has finished with an official time of 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 15 seconds. GG Chokosura.
All of these finishers, a lot of really great racers overall. You can see a lot of their work in the league, which, check out those VODs if you hadn't. Some great play there.
Ooh, and Megalink taking a wipe, not a full wipe. Yang would have still been standing there, I think. But because Rosa was down, not waiting to gamble on a black hole hitting Yang, goes ahead, hits the reset, and has to run back and restart the fight. Let's see if this goes a little better for him this time.
Jory is off as well. He's much higher level, I was seeing there. Yes, I know we've seen life potions, I just don't remember where.
So Dr. Spin coming in here with about 300 more HP on Porum. Tella still at a low level, being the agility anchor. I think that we may actually see, I admit, I've been poo-pooing the idea of being overly concerned with ATB and the Zeromus fight a lot on our Discord server lately. But tonight, these 2 streams at the top here may be illustrating that it's more important than I've been giving it credit for.
At the very least, it may be the difference between the seconds that'll that this whoever takes the next finish here is gonna be.
And Jory Sneff joining our racers in the Crystal Core on their way to challenge Zeromus as well. This is neck and neck and neck. Going to be a pretty exciting finish. It's going to come down, as long as we have no more wipes, it's just going to be a DPS race pretty much.
Yeah, and I mean, wipes are a very real possibility here, but we'll see how it goes.
And it's always a thing, too, that you have to worry about when fighting Z. You have to balance your levels, your damage output, your current HP, your gear, all those things, and think, should I take, 2 more minutes to do 3-4 more grind fights, or do I go to Z now? Because one wipe definitely costs you more time than those extra 2 minutes of grinding. But what if you were good enough already? It's such an interesting balance to strike depending on your individual seed. Like, you can always think, oh, if I have this, I'm fine at Z, but you want to just make that cutoff as narrowly as possible to finish as fast as you can.
Yeah, like, as we saw there, Jory was late coming to the fight, just because he did take those extra grind fights.
And also, huge love to Jory for giving us Twin Heart music tonight. No one else willing to go trudge into the Dark Elf Cavern for us. So, winner of our hearts, at bare minimum.
Yes,
Oh, we did have an 8th place finisher, by the way. Poidrak came in 8th with a 1:09.55. Last racer to make sub 70 minutes tonight.
Yeah, but at this rate, I don't think we're going to see any of our featured racers go above 80, so...
Oh, yeah. I think that... I feel it. This is going to be neck and neck and neck, though. This will be pretty exciting. That's one of the things you kind of see when you're watching these races. It kind of follows, a certain... Like, if you were to plot the times, you see this great distribution with, few of our early finishers, and then... Whoa.
Yeah,
Everyone's
I love the clustering that happens. You get those first few who make the same moves, come in really quick. Then the next group of people who made their set of same moves. And, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Simultaneous big bangs. Porum down for Mechalink. Shouldn't be a severe issue there.
Yeah, again, as long as Rose... Oh, Jory Snap,
no.
apparently. It looked like we lost a few frames there, but apparently something went awry right there. Yeah, Mechalink's definitely having an easier time of it this run. Dr. Spin does have the advantage of having both White Mages up and Porum with those extra HP again. So I feel like Dr. Spin is in a safer situation now. And with those few extra levels on Yang, is going to be out DPSing Mechalink as well. So even, again, neither one's finished in the IRC channel yet, but you're seeing the difference here that one wipe versus a little bit of extra grinding can make in terms of your finish.
Yeah, it's still very much anyone's game right now, so we'll see if just having fewer characters taking actions ends up making everything else go faster.
I will say, though, that Dr. Spin also has that advantage that if a black hole comes out, one white mage can re-Zerk Yang, the other one can heal up the party, so you're not having to pull double duty with Rosa.
Yeah, and that's very nice to have as well. And that's why Porum's ready to go. But she goes down.
Oof.
Fresh Cure 4 comes out, so they are all good there. And it's Meteo phase for Dr. Spin. Out come the victory fireworks.
Oh yeah, that is totally in the bag. Totally in the bag.
Crack boom. And Dr. Spin is finished in 9th place with an official SRL time of 1:14.16. GG to you, Doctor.
And right behind him, Zilch also finished in 10th place with a 1:14.54. We'll see if we can get Dr. Spin in here in just a moment.
And as the witchcraft that pulls everybody in here does its thing. There he is. Let's get him in here.
You moving him? Or you want me to? Okay.
I got him.
Cool.
And
hey, Dr. Spin.
Hello.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Neon.
No.
Go right ahead.
Yes, we've got Dr. Spin now. GG to you.
Thank you.
Yes, very nice fight there.
You gave us quite a great illustration. Mechalink actually made it to the fight a little before you, but took a wipe. Your extra little bit of grind, those extra 300 HP on Porum, and your extra DPS from Yang having a few more levels, along with your, by the way, fantastic tele-anchoring, gave you quite the advantage there. Your Rosa didn't have to do double duty on berserking and healing, and so yeah, your double white mage, one monk worked out quite well for you.
Thank you.
Did you feel a little awkward earlier when you started to see dot duns come in after you had gone to Dwarf Castle and gotten Porum, or were you like, no, I want the 4th character, this was the right play for me?
I figured I wanted the 4th character, I wanted to see that character just in case it was someone like Porum that could take over, so I could put some responsibility for Rosa as being a fighter. Which that was sort of the hope with grinding her up a little bit more. If it had been someone else, I probably would have just stuck to a Yang Rosa strat against Zeramis.
Makes sense, makes sense. No harm peeking the character horse, and if you got someone like everyone had so many katanas for Edge, it was ridiculous.
Great resource for money.
That's true. At least it finances your shopping sprees, right?
Exactly.
Yes. So how did that feel when you realized that you hadn't cashed in Mist Dragon and you went up there and, oh, it's the crystal?
I was like, okay, no, that was a mistake. Fighting Bulbas twice was a mistake. Before walking away from that. But yeah, I mean, it slowed me down a little bit, but I still liked the results, so...
Oh yeah, you recovered very nicely from that.
Speaking of results, we do have another Meteo up here raining down on Mechalink's team, coming in with the second fight, and there we go. Got him this time. Mechalink has finished in 12th with a time of 1 hour, 17 minutes, 35 seconds. Should be getting his interview link shortly as well. You have any other thoughts on that seed right quick, Dr. Spin?
No, it was interesting just to see his nice ordeals giving you something for once.
Giving you all the things.
Yeah. I always go there and it always seems to be a mistake, but today it was like just perfect.
I don't know, you definitely got rewarded for that, just leaving with a bundle of goodies.
And we are joined by our 3rd place on-stream finisher, Mechalink. Mechalink, GG.
Am I audible? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. All right. Yeah. Oof.
That first C fight, you were ahead of Dr. Spin going in the first time, and that wipe, it knocked you down a notch, man.
Tried that strat, and I wasn't sure how aggressive I could/should be with slowdowns. And the answer is actually you just don't. You just don't do anything. You just sit there and let them beat it out. So lesson learned. Yeah. That was weird. Super weird as a seed.
Just to have everything you want, but nothing that you feel you need, or everything you need, but nothing that you want so early in.
Yeah, like it really, like I think the correct strat was go find those sirens, beat eggs to death, go for Z, right? Like because I didn't need Palom at all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Simbu did on stream, and I bet if we go watch VODs after this, I will not surprise me to see if that's what Niram and Silverstar did as well.
I mean, if you go for right? Like if you go for ordeals first, right? Like that's literally everything, right? Like all you have to do is go to ordeals.
That's true. It did have
Yeah,
ordeals.
Go to
plus
ordeals.
Silvera.
Yeah, go to ordeals. Go to Silvera. Go to Fey March. Beat the eggs to death.
Okay. Yep.
Right, like that is, right, like that's all you. Yang was so Antlion Cave, right, for Sand Ruby.
Yeah. Antlion Cave had Sand Ruby, and then Yang was in the Kaipo bed.
Yes. Yeah.
You really needed Antlion, right? Like you couldn't have done that without Yang.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. You're not
Yeah,
gonna
that
let.
was not gonna.
yeah,
You're
really,
gonna just Zerk Tella and let him beat Zeromus to death?
really, I don't think so. No. So yeah, no, that makes sense as the strat. So yeah, and yeah, the double teledupe was real nice.
Oh, you mean
Rivers had
you
a bit
didn't want to
ago.
fight?
That was DKC Telestart and it was DKC Teledupes.
Ooh.
And you
So
didn't
it
want
was
to fight Valvolus on Hobbs for your bonus Tella?
for my bonus Tella. Not unless bonus Tella like starts to mean something, right? Like not unless there's the mechanic where it's like, oh, right, like you get
Every
a dupe
Tella
and
you
something
get
nice happens.
gives him 10 willpower.
or enough MP for another Meteo.
That would not be bad. That was
And-
actually earlier on, Jory Sneff, when y'all were all, like you, Dr. Spin, and Jory Sneff all had a little bit of trouble getting through those Magus Sisters, and it was Soma Drop plus Meteo that let Jory Sneff actually clear that out first.
Sense. I had so much dropped him. My fights more or less instantly, so it was kind of like, okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense, because, yeah, no, I got so much up and immediately went into him, because, it was like, yeah, you know, you never know when Meteo is the key. That was interesting, and, yeah, still need to kind of tighten up on this sort of, like, lean late game type strategies. They're not flashy, but they're effective.
Absolutely. And this was a great, like, again, of the restreamies, you know, Simbu did it with the 3 characters. Great illustration for everyone who may be antsy about going into Z with a 3-party team. But you got Rosa, you got Yang, you're good.
Based on the finish times, I bet that the like the race look was good, right? Like, so I'm happy about that. Like based on the finish times, right? Like I feel like the race was probably pretty good for the viewers, so I'm happy about that.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like even when like the 2 finishers that were like, you know, well ahead of the
Hey, 3 people on 0 at the same time, that's a great watch.
It's a
Very
great watch,
fantastic finish.
Yeah.
And we do have Jory finishing at
Hey!
1:20:32, so a couple minutes ago, but
This was Jory's like first race, like first
Yeah.
first race,
Oh,
first
yeah.
everything, right?
And
Like
he's
so.
doing great. You can tell it's not the first seed he played. Which, let's see if we can get him in here right quick. Hey,
No.
Jory, are you there? You still have a mute symbol next to your name on Discord. You there?
Is it working now?
yes,
Hey,
it
there we
is.
go. GG.
GG, Jory.
Now, I know we were talking on Discord that this was your first race with us on an SRL, but looking at you play, that was definitely not your first free enterprise seed by a long shot, was it?
Definitely not. I think I've played 3 seeds since mid-September. It's just my new favorite thing.
How did you do that?
Yeah,
Yeah, welcome.
what a way to start. I mean, that was, you put on a great show for us, so, fantastic to see you coming out now.
And most importantly, you gave the audience what they really wanted, which was the Twin Harp. Don't know how
Twin Harp.
don't know how you feel about the decision overall, but at least you gave you were the people's champion tonight, Jory. You were the people's champion.
I thought about that while I was running down in the cave, and I said, you know what? It's my first race. I know it's go mode right now, but you know, maybe take a stab at getting some other characters and give the people the music on the way. And I got the Earth Crystal. I think is when the first dot done popped up, and I said, yeah, everybody's just doing the Z fight. Rosa Yang and went down, did the grind, and went in.
Yeah, what more do you need? You got the best wife. You have the 2 best characters in the game, in my humble opinion, at least. But nah, you did great. Do you have any other thoughts about the seed tonight?
It was kind of straightforward. And
Yeah, very early go mode.
you know, you gotta go fast. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I think we are just about to wrap up tonight. I know there are, of course, other events ongoing on the Speed Gaming Network, which it should automatically shuffle you all over to one of them, so we will see you all there. Neon, do you have anything to add tonight, my friend?
Not really at this point. Everybody make sure you give all of our racers a follow. Great players, everyone. If you like what you saw, absolutely join us on the Discord. Everybody there, really friendly, absolutely willing to help you out with anything you need. Want to race with people, you'll be able to find someone pretty much at any hour. And, yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say.
All right, everyone. Well, as
commentating, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you as well, you as well. And once our tracker hits the button, we'll be gone for the night. And take care, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.